let's talk about something that can literally make or break your product: the simple lines in a design patent drawing. Now, you might think it's just a formality, right? But these drawings, they are the absolute definition of your intellectual property. They decide what you own and just how strong your protection really is. So you might be thinking, protecting my product's look? That's just a few simple drawings, isn't it? Well, that's a super common mistake. And honestly, it's a dangerous assumption to make. That simplicity, it's a trap. And I'm not exaggerating. The stakes are incredibly high. One single misplaced line, one inconsistent view, one little shadow that shouldn't be there, and your entire patent can become completely useless. All that innovation, all that effort you put into a unique design, poof, gone. Okay, let's really dig into this because this is the single most important concept to get. In the world of design patents, the drawing isn't just a piece of evidence that supports your case. No, the drawing is the legal claim. It is everything. So, here's the key difference. A utility patent, that protects how something works, and it's all defined by very carefully written words and claims. But a design patent, totally different game. It protects how something looks, and it's defined entirely, 100% by the drawings. If it's not in the drawing, you don't own it. It really is that simple. What's so interesting about this is how it completely changes your perspective. You have to stop thinking of these drawings as art and start seeing them for what they are: legal documents. Every single line creates a boundary. It's basically telling a competitor, you cannot cross this line, and it's telling the patent examiner exactly what part of the design you are claiming as your own. And that right there is the business strategy behind it all. Your drawing needs to capture the very thing, the specific visual that makes a customer choose your product over someone else's. Is it that unique curve? The way a handle just flows into the body? Maybe it's a specific pattern on the surface? Those little details are often your brand's biggest weapon, and the drawing is the legal tool you use to protect it. So now that we understand why these drawings are so critical, let's talk about how to get them right. You've got to follow the very, very precise rules of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. And trust me, these aren't suggestions. They're a non-negotiable checklist for getting approved. This right here is one of the most strategic decisions you're going to make. Solid lines define what you're protecting. Broken lines show context, parts of the product you don't want to claim. So imagine you're patenting a really unique handle on a coffee mug. You draw the handle in solid lines, but the mug itself, you'd use broken lines. That way, you own the handle design on any mug, not just that specific one. It's all about being laser-focused on what's truly essential and unique. And here is the core checklist. First, all your views, front, top, side, perspective, have to match perfectly. An examiner needs to look at your 2D drawings and be able to build a flawless 3D model in their head. If one view is off by a millimeter, that creates ambiguity and it will get rejected. Second, shading is not for style points. It's a technical tool to show curves and contours. If it's inconsistent, you fail. Third, the drawings have to tell the whole story on their own, no words needed. And finally, the scale has to be identical across every single view, no exceptions. Okay, so knowing the rules is one thing, but avoiding the common traps is a whole other story. These are the subtle, really easy to make mistakes that fast-moving teams fall into all the time, and they can be absolutely devastating. This question really gets to the heart of the biggest trap for startups: speed. You're always iterating, always changing the design. But if you file a patent drawing based on an early prototype, and then the final product is even a tiny bit different, your patent might be protecting something you don't even sell anymore. So you have to make sure your drawings match the final locked-in product. All right, here are the top offenders. First, like we just said, rushed drawings that don't match the final product. Big mistake. Second, mixed drawing styles from different designers. That just looks inconsistent to an examiner. Third, revealing too much. Using solid lines for parts that should be optional. Fourth, leaving out a key view, creating a blind spot that a competitor can just waltz right into. And finally, even accidental stray marks, a tiny shadow or a scratch, can become an official part of your legal claim, which can really weaken your protection. But let's reframe this for a second. Getting your drawings right isn't just about playing defense and avoiding disaster. When you do it correctly, these drawings become a powerful strategic tool for your business. Think of it as a strategic shield. Think about it from a competitor's perspective. When their lawyers look at your patent and they see these crisp, clear, perfectly consistent drawings, it sends a powerful signal. It says, this design is locked down. Don't even try to copy it because it's going to be expensive and very difficult to fight. It acts as a major deterrent. Now, this is where it gets really strategic. You don't have to protect everything all at once. A smart strategy involves filing separate design patents for different versions of your product as it evolves. Each successful patent is like adding another post to the fence you're building around your brand, making your territory more and more secure over time. And you know what? Don't ever underestimate the power of perception. When investors or partners or even potential buyers are doing their due diligence, they are looking at your intellectual property. Sloppy, inconsistent drawings? They create doubt. But clean, professional, strategic drawings, they signal that you are a mature, disciplined company that takes its assets seriously. It just builds confidence. Ultimately, it all comes down to this. A design patent is all about protecting the visual identity of your product, that immediate feeling a customer gets when they see it. It's what sets you apart in a crowded market. Your drawings are the legal instrument you use to protect that feeling, to protect the very soul of your product. So the final question you should be asking isn't just, do we have a design patent? It's this: is the soul of our product captured with absolute clarity in those simple black and white lines? Because really, everything depends on it.